back. It is Tuesday, 19th of August. First trade of the week. Didn't trade yesterday. It was a no news Monday. Today, I ended up taking a very, very bad loss. It wasn't a bad loss, but it was just a stupid loss. Could have done better. So let's just get into the trade recap. Going into the 4 hour, looking at the 4 hour, I was very, very, very bullish. To be honest, going into the session, I was kind of leaning on bearishness, but after seeing this, I was really, really bullish. We put in a bullish SMT off of these lows, the S&P 500 not taking those lows, and NAS 100 taking those lows. Yeah, as you can see, NAS 100 ended up coming back and taking those lows right there. So we had a bearish SMT, lows being taken. We tapped into this 4 hour fair value gap, and we had this 4 hour bearish fair value gap being left open as our drawn liquidity. And going into the 1 hour, we had these relative equal highs that were below the bearish fair value gap, which was my drawn liquidity. So now I was very much bullish. We had a high time frame bullish SMT. We had a draw on liquidity equal highs and a 4 hour fair value gap being left open. So I zoomed down into the 15-minute. So what I was looking for is an opportunity to buy. So what we had going into open was this bullish SMT right here with this low, and I think that low. We had this bullish SMT, an NQ taking those lows, and where was that SMT at? Where's that SMT at? I think it was here. I think it was here. Yes, it was here. Taking those lows, S&P 500 far from those lows, not taking those lows, going to open. So I zoomed down into the 5 minute. I think it was a 3 minute. So and a 5 minute, just prior open, I ended up taking a long position, which was a really, really, really rushed position. I could have waited for a little bit more price action, but I ended up taking it. Anyways, went into the 3 minute. I think we had a 3 minute change in the state. And then I took longs, which was a bad trade because I rushed it. It was a lower time frame change, and we were going into open. I wanted to wait for this high time frame change, but I didn't wait for the high time frame change. And I'm taking a low time frame change right about here. Once we got above here, put my stop below this SMT low, and then I targeted for the SMT high. That was what I was targeting, is it? Not the SMT high, the relative equal highs. So I ended up putting my stop loss there, and at open we ended up dumping, and price ended up taking us out. So I went back a little bit to see what was happening, because now we had a little bit more data on the chart. And what I noticed is that we ended up taking all those low resistance liquidity, forming a bullish SMT where the S&P 500 failed to go below this low, and as 100 took the low. So now we had a bullish SMT, internal bullish SMT, lining up with the higher time frame bias, where our low time frame was lining up with our high time frame. So we had a high time frame SMT. Now we just had this low time frame SMT on a 5 minute. And then I was looking for a long position. This is where I really, really got greedy. I put my stop too tight. Once we got above this, was a 3 minute change in the state. Sorry, my line is not gonna be perfect there. Once we got above this 3 minute change in the state, slapped the longs again. I slapped the longs again, and this is the part that I got brought really, really wrong. I wanted to see this gap right here be a breakaway gap. I want to see this gap being left open, which was rather stupid of me. I want to see this gap being left open. I want to see this be a breakaway gap, and so I ended up putting my stop loss right at the high of that fair value gap, and it came back and tapped me out, and now I'm watching price go back into my direction. I could take a trade right now, but I already took two trades, two losses. That's about what I want to lose. I don't want to lose anymore. I know it will go to TP, but I wouldn't be happy because I wouldn't have followed my rules. It would have been a good trade. Two trades, two losses. Should close the chart. I was just doing this recap, but Initially, that was the trade recap. First trade, rushed entry. Second trade, greedy on the stops, greedy stop loss. I should have put my stop all the way to this low right here. Would have protected me, and we would still be in the trade right now, and we'd really be moving to the upside. So that was a trade. That was trade recap. Tomorrow's FOMC. I'm only gonna trade really late tomorrow, not the morning session. I'm not gonna trade the morning session. I'm gonna trade the afternoon session. So see you tomorrow, FOMC. Till later.